Good morning, friends. So, today I am going to discuss one of the most beautiful family in the plant kingdom, and most of the plants very familiar to us. The flowers are very attractive, and some of the plants they are useful for our agriculture. So already you know very well one of the most popular flower of the plant, that is sunflower, and another one is marigold, another one is chrysanthemum chamanti. So these all are really they're very beautiful flowers, and sunflower it is give oil for our kitchen. So finally students, the family is nothing but the name of the family is Asteraceae. So before the family, it is called Compositae family. So afterwards, the name is replaced with the Asteraceae. So my name is Dr. Gansing. I am from Government Degree College, Edunagaram. So this topic is specially for first year, second sem students. So students, now let me start one by one. So what is the history of this family, distribution of family, then vegetative characters, floral characters, floral formula, and the floral diagram, and economic importance. So don't forget students. So really the family, description of the family in the plant kingdom, it is very easy. So starting from classification to economic importance, so it is same in a one manner, one sequence. Now first of all, we start with systematic position of the Asteraceae family. So students here, the class Dicotyledons, class is Dicotyledons, subclass Gamopetalae, series Inferae, order Asterales, family Asteraceae, genus Tridax, and species Procumbens. So students, you know very well the Tridax of Procumbens, it is called in Telugu Gaddi Chamanti. So from one by one, class Dicotyledons. So Dicotyledons, already I told you in my previous videos. So Dicotyledons means the parts which is separated two halves, or the seed contain the two parts, they all are belongs to Dicotyledons. Next, Gamopetalae. So previously we discussed Polypetalae. Poly means many. Here, Gamo means united. Gamo means united, like funnel-like structures. The petals or sepals, they all are united. Next series, Inferae. So Asteraceae family depends upon so the arrangement of the ovary and the which phase, that is which one, so that is decided with the, that is Inferae. Order Asterales. So the family automatically Asteraceae. So Asteraceae family belongs to Asterales. Next, the genus Tridax and species Procumbens. So finally students, there are number of plants, and it is one of the largest family in this world, especially in angiosperms plants or the Gamopetalae. So some grass families, Graminae is there. They had a number of varieties, species in there, but in the dicotyledons, the Asteraceae family is bigger one. There are number of species are there. Approximately here, the common name is Asteraceae, and it is previous name is Compositae. So students, approximately this family includes 900 genera and 13,000 species throughout the world. So the plants are distributed the entire world. So the form more than 10% of the total number of species of flowering plants. So these Asteraceae family, it is covered 10% of total number of species in flowering plants. So this is distributed with help of the seeds and fruits. So distribution, the number of the family is distributed throughout the world. They available every corner of the world. In India, this family is represented by about 138 genera and 708 species. The members of this family are found chiefly in Himalayas and mountains of southern and western India. So already there are the rich of plant species available in Himalayas mountains and southern and western Ghats. Already you know very well. Next, students, here the vegetative characters of the family is. So before going to that, so I want to tell some important or plants belongs to this family. So generally, Artemisia nilagirica, Artemisia pollex, Cardamus tinctorius kusuma in Telugu. So chrysanthemum already you know very well, the chamanti. Chicorium intybus, chicory plant, Chicorium intybus, and Dahlia pinnata, Echinops echinatus, Eclipta prostrata, Eclipta alba brungara and Parthenium histophorus, one of the great and deadliest weed plant, that is Parthenium histophorus, Congress grass, Bayaribama. Tagetes petula, that is Banti. Already now we are in Tradox procumbens. So these are some of the important plants belongs to Asteraceae family. So habitat, members of this family are mostly mesophytes. So they are available in general the normal places, and some xerophytes are also known in this family. So very few, for example, which one? Eclipta bidens, Echinops. Echinops, this is a plant. It is belongs to xerophyte, and most of the family members are the plants annual or perennial herbs, rarely shrubs. Helianthus annivus, and trees. Vernonia, it is a tree. Occasionally, marsh plants. Sisulia also occur in this family. Right. Next, root system. So students, here generally the taproot system is present in the Asteraceae family, branched taproot system. Tuberous are present in Dahlia plant. There are tubular, the tuberous roots are present in the Dahlia. The root and stem may contain oil passages. Next is stem. So here herbaceous or woody. Most of the plants, they are very small. Woody plants are very rare, erect, branched. Helianthus tuberosus produces stem tubers. Many species have milky white sap. For example, what is that? Tridox procumbens. Just we cut it, then the milk-like white, the oil-like structure is coming outside from the plant. Stems are often covered by the trichomes. So, students, here, the Asteraceae family members, their plant body, including leaves, stem, they all are covered with very small, the spine-like structures. They are called trichomes. They covered the entire the plant body. Next, leaf. So, students, leaves are simple, alternate, opposite, or hold round, exstipulate, petiolate, hairy, reticulate venation. They are simple or pinnately or palmately lobed. In Coriumbium, the leaves are parallel veined. Sometimes leaves are present in basal rosette as in Taraxacum. So students, here the leaves are very simple. Sometimes they are pinnately or palmately lobed. So students, now we are enter into the floral characters of the family. So it is very important here. So first of all, inflorescence. The primary inflorescence is a racemose or head or capitulum. So this family, it is highly developed family, one of the most developed family in the plant kingdom, because of it has a special type of the inflorescence. The inflorescence is nothing but racemose head or capitulum. Generally, it is called head inflorescence. So students here, so already we know the term flower. So it's a single that is called flower. In this, but Asteraceae family, we called that is florets. So it is a terminal or axillary position, means inflorescence, terminal or axillary position. Some species, several heads aggregated to from compound head. If the head inflorescence, it is become compound, number of. So that is nothing but compound head inflorescence or umbel or panicle. Each head is subtended by an involucre of a green membranous bract which are protective in function. So already I told to you, florets. These florets they are combined with help of the green color involucre. So it is membranous bract which are protective in function. It is protected all the florets and it is combined, look like a head inflorescence. The flowers of the inflorescence are called florets. Number of florets in the head varies from the few to many. Sometimes hundreds of florets, they are become bunched with help of the involucre, and it is looking like a very attractive single flower, but it is not a single flower, it is inflorescence. So each flower we are called floret. Sometimes only single florets are present in a echinopus. The flowers are open in the acropetal succession. The florets are borne on flat, concave, or convex receptacle. Each floret is subtended by a receptacular bract called pelia. So students, here. So florets, they are arranged acropetalically. Means some of the florets, they are arranged outside from the inflorescence. and some of the florets they arrange in central portion of the inflorescence. Now, here flower. Flowers are bracteates, sessile, bisexual, sometimes unisexual, or neutral. Pentamerous flowers, epigynous. The form of flowers may vary in head, and the head may be homogamous or heterogamous. Students, here two new words: homogamous or heterogamous. So inflorescence, which is present in the Asteraceae family, sometimes the entire inflorescence is made up of a single floret. Florets are many, but sexuality is single. For example, homogamous, so single sex flower. I mean, the flower is a male flower or female flower. That's all. So all the florets are alike in structure and functions. So which is arranged, all the flowers which is arranged in the inflorescence, like that head inflorescence. So they all are looking, and they basically they all are structurally, functionally, they all are same. They are bisexual and either regular. Veronica bisexual or a liquid, that is Chicoreum. Homologous means here same, similar. Next, heterogamous means here, students, florets in heterogamous heads are there two types described below. Heterogamous means a single inflorescence, they have two florets. Two different variety of florets are present in the heterogamous. Here, generally, there are two different variety of florets are there. Number one, which is present in outside, that is a ray floret. For example, in Tradox procumbens, the ray florets they are arranged at the marginal place of the inflorescence, and they all are unicellular. They all are female flowers. In center point, the number of small florets are arranged in Tradox procumbens, that is disc florets. So disc florets are bisexual flowers, means male reproductive organ and female reproductive organ both are present in a disc floret. That's why it is bisexual floret. So look at these pictures. It is a ray floret. It is a disc floret. The longitudinal section of the disc floret. So it is a stamen, and it is pistil of the androecium. So first we go for disc florets. So they are centripetally arranged, complete florets. They are arranged the middle area of the central portion of the inflorescence, and they are complete florets. Means the all parts are present. Four parts are present. The florets are bracteate, actinomorphic, and bisexual, tubular, epigynous. They do not possess any extra appendages. So this floret is elinguate. Right, students? The disc florets are bisexual, means male and female reproductive organ present in a single floret. They are tubular, tube-like structures. Epigynous means the floral parts are arranged in the upper portion. And calyx here, very interesting point. First one is calyx, absent or modified into pappus. So in both ray florets or disc florets, the calyx are absent and the calyx are modified like a pappus. Pappus means it is a parachute-like structure. So it is help to what is that, the distribution of the seed. Next, corolla, sepals 5 in number. Gamosepalous, gamo means gamopetals, they are divided, united. And tubular, tube-like structure, androecium. Stamens epipetalous. Epipetalous means here the stamens, they are attached with petals. That's why the situation is called epipetalous. Syngenesious and dioecious. Dithecious means here, students, what is that? The anther. Anther, it shows two lobes. Next, gynoecium. Bicarpellary, syncarpous, unilocular, one ovule, one on basal placentation. Style is single, stigma is bifid. Stigma is divided into two parts. Here, placentation is single. So bicarpellary means two carpels. So students, here, once you look at it is a branch of the Trades procumbens, and it is longitudinal LS of the head inflorescence. It is a disc floret. It is a ray floret. It is also disc floret. So it is the attachment of they are united. Their stamens are these are male reproductive organ and female reproductive organs. So it is ovary. It is syngenesious, anther. Ovules are two. So these are floral diagram. It is floral formula. So once we observe the floral diagram, it is a disc floret. So students, here calyx is absent. It is become like a pappus. It is modified pappus, and these are petals are 5. They are united. These are stamens. Again, these are 5. They are attached with the petals. So here it is a lobes, 2 lobes. Next, bracteate, EBRL, and it is symmetrically male and female, both bisexual. K is pappus, C5, A5. They are united, and this is gynoecium is shows 2 lobes. Next, it is floral diagram of the ray floret. Same, the pappus, only 3 petals are developed, 2 petals society, they are not appear. So that's why here you can observe, and only female flower, and symmetrically it is only one way. It shows one way symmetrical, and K is pappus, C5, A0 androecium is absent, and G2. So once look at this picture flowers, students. So these are the outer side florets are ray florets, and the middle one is disc florets. So now ray florets. So they are peripherally placed incomplete florets. The florets are zygomorphic and unisexual or neutral. This helps increasing the attraction of the flower. They possess extra appendages called ligule. So this floret is ligulated. So students, the entire inflorescence, the ray florets they are very attractive. They attract the insects for the pollination. And calyx is absent, hairy pappus. Corolla again 5 in number. Polypetalous, ligulate, androecium is absent. So gynoecium bicarpellary, syncarpous, unilocular, and one ovule, the locule basal placentation. Style is narrow and stigma branched. Ovary is inferior. Right, these are the color, floral diagrams and floral formula of both discoflorets and ray florets. So here next pollination. So students, here already we discussed in Fabaceae family, that is piston mechanism. Here in this family we are observe another mechanism, that is safety mechanism. So generally the most of the flowers, so they are always give preference to the cross pollination. So cross pollination is always better than the self pollination, but sometimes the insects are not visit to any flower, so there is no possibility of the pollination. That situation here in this family, sometimes we can observe protandry. Protandrous means here protandrous flowers means the male, the the male organs, they are developed early, and the female organs, reproductive organ, then they are very in bud-like structure. They are in very primitive. In such conditions, there is no possibility of the self-pollination. So always the cross-pollination is happened. But if unfortunately the cross-pollination is not happened, so sometimes the stigma of the flower, the female reproductive part, so that is bent backwards, and they collect the lower the pollen grains which is present in the same flower. So already the male reproductive organ, they surrounded to the entire style of the androecium. So they are bent the backwards and they're collecting the pollen grains. So such type of the mechanism we are called, it is safety mechanism. So it is one of the special feature of the Asteraceae family, right? So fruit, the fruit is Cypsella, which is dispersed by the pappus hairs, and in Xanthium the fruits are dispersed by the animal due to presence of the hook. So in Xanthium plant, the entire the seed it is appear, it is made of a number of hooks. So these hooks are easily attached to the animals. So by the animal, the seed dispersals are happen in the Xanthium plant. Non-endospermic with straight embryo. So already I told you students some of the important plant names. So Chicory intybus, Helianthus annuus, Lacuta sativa, and Chrysanthemum. So there are number of important plants are there in this family. So now economic importance of the family. So the family Asteraceae contributes several pod, dye, oil, and medicines. Also, this family includes a large number of ornamental plants also there. For example, Lacuta sativa, the plant widely grown in vegetable. The leaves of the plant are used for salad preparation. The tubers of the plant, Helianthus tuberosus, are used for vegetables. The roots of the Tragopogon porifolium are edible. The roots of Chicory intybus are used in blending coffee. The seeds of Helianthus annuus, the source of edible fatty oil. The seeds of Cardamus tinctorius are important to the oil seed crop in India. So these are some of the very interesting and useful for the food and our daily life. So some of the medicinal plants, some of the drug produced plants, some of the latex produced plants. There are some of the ornamental plants, means marigold, chrysanthemum, a number of plants they are grown in our household. So these are the some of the very important plants are present in the family, right? Thank you, students. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please contact to my mail ID, and you can post your query or questions, or you can call these my numbers. So thank you, students. Thank you very much.